welcome to the first ever. I don't know what to call this actually. Let's
A recap show?
a recap show. Yeah, sure. But I think we need an official name. I wanted to do this in three segments, if you don't mind.
Your show.
The first one is I wanted to, you interview a lot of people. Although you've never interviewed me, but let's keep that on the side for a second. How come nobody ever asks you questions about yourself? Do you not like answering them? Or
It's that's a great. I love to answer questions about myself. I clearly like to talk a lot. So
okay, I,
nobody.
I I have some.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay, I've been playing in this community for 30 years. How come I never played with you until I was about 36 years old? Where were you from 10 to 36? I'm serious. I know you. I like you. I'm playing with you for a long time. But when I think about it, you were not in any of the deal tournaments when I was 18, 19, 20, 21.
Yeah,
And then
no,
Wednesday night league, I don't remember you. Tuesday night league, I don't remember you.
no. So I never played. So I went to Mag and David Elementary. There was no team. My parents, I guess, weren't great parents, so I didn't do the Wildcats or the Mustangs. Was on the Flatbush basketball team, but I sucked. DC was the star.
Is that
Uh,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
that's right. I rode the bench, but good. And then after high school, I started playing, but I played in the Sam Beta League. So I was three
I
on
played in that league,
three
the 3-on-3.
so 3 on 3, I played on multiple teams, and I feel like that's like just how I started getting back into ball. And I joined Monday Night League because of as a resultant, and then Eddie Shrem said the same. Eddie Shrem said the same thing. Like, why don't I know who you are? Why have I never played with you? But like, I've never played in a Top Gun. I've never played in any of the deal tournaments
Interesting.
and just started getting into the center leagues from 2020. So really, I wasted my whole life basically because I only started at 33, and now I'm getting old and starting to feel my career start dwindling.
So how are you so good? I mean,
I'm
like,
not. I'm
where did
not. I
the?
scored 2 points last night.
All right,
I suck.
we'll get to
I'm
that.
really
We'll get to
I'm
that.
really the worst. Like I'm really not good. And I was actually going to ask you a question, and I swear I'll answer more. I'm not trying to flip this
Go
on you.
ahead. No, I'm happy to.
How so whenever I hear about Steven Rana, we hear about that it was like you and Jamie were the 1 and 1A of the community. Like the greatest of all times. Eddie Shrem will have stories. His eyes lights up when he talks about you in the heyday. How are you dealing with, I mean, you're still a guy, you're still a phenomenal scorer. Everyone still likes playing with you, but how is it mentally dealing with, you were so good for so long and now
Hmm.
you're, a four on a team or the third option for scoring and not the first? Is it hard? Because for me, I'm feeling right now that my career is on it was a very short rise and now it's a fucking fast fall. And
Yeah.
mentally, I'm not dealing with it well.
So that's a good question. I think everybody, Father Time is undefeated, with the exception of maybe LeBron, but it's going to get him too. But at this point, it is undefeated. Nobody, um, LeBron and Jamie Dweck. Those are the
Yeah,
two people who have so
those are
far
the
beaten
only
Father
two.
Time. And Joey Barnathan, I think we thought at one point was going to beat Father Time, but also it caught up to him. I had a lot of injuries early in my career. I'm a bulky guy for a 6 footer or a 5'11", or you whatever you want to call me. I'm a bulky guy, so I had back issues. Thank goodness, no like catastrophic injuries with the Achilles or the ACL or all those words that basketball players don't even want to talk about.
The worst,
Thank
yeah.
God. But I had a lot of back issues. It also kept me out of, it kind of hit me in my prime in my mid 20s. Um, a lot of my game was athleticism. I was never the absolute best at anything. Like a guy like Jamie in his day, he was the best shooter around. There was nobody, like Mark Gindy didn't really come on the scene yet. Um, and any of like the guys who we consider great shooters, Jamie Duck was the best shooter. So at least he had that. And of course, as you age, that's the last thing to go. And
Yeah.
so when he played in this latest tournament with whoever it was, I can't remember his name. I said I didn't watch it, but I said, how did he do so well? How did he get the MVP? And they said because the guy he was with had to be triple teamed. But if you put me on that 3 point line and I'm an inconsistent 3 point shooter versus if you put him, even at 50 years old, he's gonna hit every one of those shots. And in a tournament, that's what wins you a tournament. Um, so yeah, so I wasn't the best at anything. I didn't have the best jump shot. I was okay. I was up there, but if you're the third best, but at everything, then you end up being a pretty good ball player.
Yeah.
Um, Even a guy like Michael Jordan, and there's no comparison, but a guy like Michael Jordan, when he loses his athleticism, he has to adapt, and I think that's when the post up fadeaway came in, right? That's when
Hmm.
he started, getting a little bit creative with the pump fakes and the ball fakes versus just jumping over a guy.
So
So
you're
that's
saying
kind of
that
what I tried to do.
you're currently in the Wizards Michael Jordan
I
phase?
am the Wizards.
You are?
I'm trying to be in the Wizards. Michael Jordan. He averaged 25, but he didn't get to the playoffs. Um, so that I think that's really the key for anybody who finds themselves kind of slipping athletically, physically. You have to adapt your game. You have to. If you never had a post game before, it's necessary. And if you don't do that, you're just going to end up being a dollar guy and maybe pushed out of the league. But
Well,
I
the
developed a little bit of a post game. I developed a little bit of a consistent, mid range, let's say. And now I'm not attacking the basket and finishing right at the rim like I used to, but that's so I don't mind it. I realize it. I came to terms with it a while ago, and that's basically it. I hope
I
that
guess
answers that as
the
well.
good thing for me is that I was never athletic. I was never quick. I was never fast. So I'll never lose that because I never had it.
Yeah,
So
okay, I get it. You had the framework to work within for your whole life. That's great.
uh,
All right, back to you. You're giving you this is like going to be 2 hours and 45 minutes, Joe Rogan style. Do you mind?
anything for you,
Okay, great.
anything
All right,
for a legend in the community like yourself.
good. um, I think I saw a picture of you once on like I don't know if it was Instagram or something of you singing like on stage with a
Yes.
microphone. Am I dreaming that or did I really
Oh,
see that?
I was in a band
Is
for
that right? Okay, this is
yes
a
for
story we all have to hear, but I don't think many people know about this.
yeah. It's was in a band for all of my college years,
Wow.
and it was my real passion and love. And if you want, I'll even share my Spotify link for my band to the chat
Who's going to
after
say
this. I
no
mean,
to that? Are you kidding me?
I haven't made music in 18 years, and I just put it on Spotify to like nobody knows it's on there. I just put it for like my kids to hear and stuff like that. But if you
Yeah.
want, I will share it with the entire league, and I will be vulnerable, and you could all make fun of me.
No, I mean, yeah, you could be vulnerable, but that's awesome. Who can say that they were in a band? Did you guys write original songs?
All original.
How many songs do you guys have?
I mean, in our arsenal, probably 10, 20, but like well recorded, seven,
Okay, in a studio, the whole thing.
studio, the whole thing.
Wow, that's sick.
Yes.
I picked up a guitar. I learned to play guitar at like 18. That's why when I noticed it immediately, I said I have to ask him about it. I was waiting for my first WNL interview, but it never came, so I had to flip the script
I'll,
on you a little bit.
I love it.
Um,
If you ever want to jam, I'm in.
yeah, I only know how to play six Dave Matthews songs, and now that he's an
And
anti-Semite, I
now that
stopped
he's an
playing those.
anti-Semite,
So
it's
what could
kind
I
of
do?
tough.
Yeah,
So I have another Dave Matthews thing. I have a very strict like I won't listen to anti-Semites. Like
same.
I can't do it. So you're right. This interview is going to be 4 hours, so everyone's going to fucking hate it. But
They're not gonna hate it.
so
We're opening up here. This is what they want.
so I liked like hard rock, emo, punk rock, whatever. And I saw the band The Used. They were one of my favorite bands, and the guy had a Palestinian flag. Never listened to him any ever again. Like
Yep.
I have a strict no Palestinian listen to. Um, Fun fact about me, I travel for work about every week, and I'm scared of flying, petrified of flying. I think I'm going to die every time I'm on a plane.
You're not the
So
only one.
I have this, routine that I do where I'll like take my Xanax and then I listen to Dave Matthews Crash Into Me live from City Field. It's this particular Dave Matthews live song.
Hmm.
And between that and the Xanax, like I've trained my brain to like now fall asleep and not get nervous.
Hmm.
So since he's been all this pro-Palestinian, like I I can't like I've been this has been my go-to for 10 years, Xanax and that one song, and I
Hmm.
pass out. So I have to admit to you that I've still been listening to the song to go
Okay.
to sleep,
Whatever gets you
and
through the flight, I get it. I get it.
but I'm not happy about it. I'm not proud of it. So if anyone has recommendations for a different song to combine with the Xanax, that would be, well received.
I have an idea. You download it, and this way, when you listen to it, he doesn't get the credit for it. If
He
you're
doesn't get the
streaming it on
streams.
Spotify, then he gets the
Uh-huh.
credit. See, it's a workaround.
Uh-huh.
If you're going to stop lisening to everybody that's pro-Palestinian when it comes to music, you're going to be limited to
I know, but I
Hebrew
can't.
sing. Okay.
I'll have to re-download Napster or something and
So
steal it from.
I'll tell you my quick rule. I don't listen to anybody who I just as a sign of solidarity, I put myself through a little bit of a sacrifice where I don't listen to Dave Matthews anymore. But for me, that's very significant because, like, I played Crash at my wedding, and
Uh-huh.
so like it's my first dance with my wife was "Lover Lay Down," maybe I think.
Wow.
So I was a big fan, and so that's my little slice of sacrifice. But like, if they don't affect me emotionally, like a Green Day, who's a
Mhm.
maniac, right?
Yeah.
Pearl Jam. I could listen to them because there is no emotional attachment to that band, and I don't care really how they feel. Like I listen to
Yeah.
Pink Floyd. I don't love Pink Floyd, but if a Pink Floyd song comes on, I realize
Uh,
how
I'll
nuts the guy
change it.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll change. You'll change it. Okay, so I
Yeah.
draw the line if I have a connection to them. All
That's
right.
but that's fair. There are certain artists where it's like if they come out pro-Palestinian, I will be floored and distraught and like
Yeah.
I don't know how to move on. You know what I mean? Like
So Dave was like that for me, and I figured out a way.
so my father actually, my dad loves Elvis Costello, and he boycotted Israel a while ago, and Elvis Costello was his number one, and he hasn't listened to him in maybe 15 years. And not only that, he's been writing emails to Elvis Costello's manager for like every month for
Wow.
15 years to like
Whoa.
to educate him on Israel.
I have to do that.
Obviously to no avail,
I have
but
to do that.
yeah, I actually wrote my first dance. It'll be on the Spotify link. You could listen to it.
Please send it.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. I don't want people to get bored.
I'm
Let's
boring.
start. What?
I'm boring.
No, I don't want people to get bored with us. I could talk to you all day, but I don't know if anybody's going to necessarily listen. They might fast forward. Let's start with the beginning of the season, which is literally the jerseys. How do you feel about them? Because I have a specific opinion about the jerseys lately.
So,
Do you like the team names, the NBA names, the college
yeah,
names? Do you like that whole thing?
I don't care. That doesn't really matter to me. I don't think like I don't put weight on. Oh my God, these jerseys are fire. I don't give a shit if you gave me the regular crappy WNL, you know, polyester, whatever we had in the past. I actually, it's funny because like the Monday Night League jerseys are like stitched and embroidered and all these things, and they look legit, but they're impossible to wear.
Horrible,
So they're
horrible.
impossible to wear. So like
Each
at least
jersey weighs 2.5 pounds. It's
yeah,
terrible.
yeah. These last night, they're the sublimated versions. They're fine. They're cute.
Okay.
Listen, the team photos looked good. You can't deny that the team photos look good.
They looked great. They really looked great.
Why? What do you think? What's your gripe?
I'll tell you my issue. I like to wear these jerseys more than just outside, like more than just in the game. So I like to wear them to the beach or to the whatever. I don't love that my name is on the back of it, right? I don't.
You would wear a light orange
No,
WNL
no.
cut sleeve shirt to the
Listen,
beach
if I was white, black, gray, maybe like a navy, that's something
to the
that would not
beach?
put in the garbage immediately after the season is over. I keep them. I keep them. I play a lot of ball Sunday morning and
Yeah,
whatever. So there's always something to I still have the one that had the center with the guy's arm that was a little distorted. Do you remember that
yeah,
from
yeah.
15 years ago? I still have that because it's comfortable. It's gray. I'm used to it. I cut the sleeves off. These I can't wear anywhere. I don't want to advertise my name to the world. And so I may have to think of a solution. Maybe I just put nothing on it next year or
So
something.
we could do that also. I think that if you want, so what do you do for a living? Are you in apparel or are you in real estate? It's one of
Um,
the two.
uh, I'm Egyptian, so I'm in electronics. You probably
Oh,
could have.
electronics. Okay,
If I
fine.
gave you
Wholesale.
one more guess, you probably would have
Yeah,
got it.
yeah, that was my third one.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you want, I think that we should go and find what that perfect fabric is, and we'll have some factories to test it out, and let's get you wearing next season's Wednesday Night League jerseys to the beach. That's the goal.
Yeah, yeah. I just want something that I can add to my repertoire of
But then if I
t-shirts.
ever see you on a beach and you're not in it, I'm gonna be
No, don't
very
worry.
offended.
I'll be in it. Um, okay, so let me open the for what everybody actually came to hear. Let me open.
What do you think about the first week having not one game being less than a 10-point victory? Every single game was in double digits. Do you think it's indicative of just week one rust? Do you think it's there are some teams that are lopsided?
I think it's I was actually going to ask you that, but since you asked me first, I'll answer it. I think that there's a little bit of a summer hangover. People probably spent the last 2.5 months drunk and eating a lot of food. I personally gained 6, 7 pounds that I need
You
to
look great.
thank you, but I need to shed clearly. Um, yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. 6, 15, 10, 13, and 12. Yeah, double digits, every
Yeah.
single one. It has to be that. It has to be that because the highest scorer was Dennis at 27, which is normal for him. But then the next highest guy, I think, was Aaron Shasha at 22. I don't know if he's going to
Yeah.
average 22, but I'm sure you're very happy. He's one
Very.
of these guys that has gotten better with age. I'm not exactly sure how he's doing it, but the Aaron Shasha of 3 seasons ago, I think, is worse than the Aaron Shasha of last season and this season. Would you agree?
So we could talk about Aaron all day long. And Aaron, so I play all summer with Aaron. Last season, obviously, we lost by one in the
I
finals.
was there. It was
You were
heartbreaking.
there. And then the next night, he beat me in the Wednesday night league finals by
Mhm.
one. He's been dominating me all summer. He won the Albert Shalom tournament against me, beat me in the semifinals.
Whoa,
I just paid him, $114,000 for tuition. So he owns me. He owns me.
everywhere. Personal life, basketball life,
So
you name it.
everything. Yeah. So I'm just happy he's on my team.
Yeah. Well, good.
Someone when I would go to like one of my friends in the summer games and say, it's not fair. Aaron's just getting better, and I'm trying. I've been working out. I've been lifting, which I think is affecting my shot negatively, but that's neither here nor there. I said this summer of Eddie, I'm gonna get back and I'm gonna crush it. And he ran DSN camp, and so someone's like, dude, the guy's playing ball 7 days a week. Like
It
obviously
must
he's
be that.
playing better, but it's not an excuse. He's at the top of his game.
Good.
I think that and the other thing about him that he has that I haven't seen before in 3 years, and I know Aaron and love Aaron. Still, we're not friends because of last year final. So if we win this year, we could be friends again. And so I miss him as a friend. So looking forward to getting that friendship back. But
I get it.
the one thing that I will say about Aaron that I don't see in anyone else, and I wish I had it in myself, and if he could give it to me, I would be very appreciative. He doesn't just have a chip on his shoulder. He has like a look in his eye that he wants to take every possession. He's playing it on both sides of the floor.
Wow.
He's playing like a dog, and I've never seen that in him. I don't think like any of my friends that played on Saturday, like we've seen some switch go off. Like he always had the athleticism. He always had the burst to the basket. But he's playing on a different level, and boy, am I happy that he's on my team.
I agree. So the reason we brought him up is because he was the second highest scorer at 22, and then you have Abeco at 21, which is unlike him. And then nobody else even came close to 20. I mean, there were 3 games where neither person on both sides, or 2 games where nobody had 20, including
Yeah,
my game. So I would chalk it up to a lot of these guys never played together before. The after summer slump of just sweating all the crap out of your system. It must be that. It must be
yeah,
that. And I think that things are going to change. I really hope they're going to change for my team, because we had the lowest output of the night at 48 points, which we have five potential guys that can score between 15 and 20. So how we ended up with 48, I'm not 100% sure.
So I guess let's start with your game
Let's
because that
start
was
with my
your
game.
early game in the gym.
Yeah.
Obviously, Team Jamal, very good team. JJ double double. He's gonna get that. You held Bobby to 9. And so if you
Seven.
told me that the combined JJ and Bobby would be at 20 points, I would say, oh my God, this Edco team must have crushed them,
Yeah.
right? Mayor obviously lit you up from downtown, and then Oved and DC contributing as well. But I think that, 58 points, you should win that game
Would be a
still.
loss against another team. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you
Um,
something. First, I want to mention Joey Oved. He impressed me. He impressed the hell out of me last night because I know the catastrophic injury that he came back from. I don't
yeah,
know when exactly he got back into like real regular physical activity, but he came out and was not rusty. He did not miss a beat. I mean, he had 9 points, but out of 58, it's a big contribution. He hit a three. He hit a bunch of open jumpers, like just mid-range
yeah,
jumpers,
that's his game.
rebounds, etc. So he impressed me. We had a couple of switching issues at the top, which is why I think Mayer got hot and got open for 6 threes, and that's really what it was. I think that killed us. Bobby, although he had 7 points, he really controlled the game, like a Magic Johnson type of a
Yeah,
thing,
he's
where
so good. He,
he's
he
so
in my
good,
opinion, is the best
and
player in
he's
the league.
underrated. I think as a defender, like
He's
he
sick.
knows how to like time the dribble, time the offensive guy's dribble, and then the second it leaves his hands, he knows how to get in there before the ball can
He's
come
sick.
back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, that takes a talent. So he had 6 assists, and what he was doing was driving. That drive that he does, where he goes baseline, then he comes back around, and now the whole team kind of has to follow him around the circle, and
Yeah.
then he breaks down your defense and finds an open guy. So like DC had 3, 4 open layups because of
Yeah.
that, right? Um, so yeah, but offensively, and then as far as my team, I think, like you said, JJ does what he does. Mayer hit more shots, than I think. I don't think he's average 6 threes, but he has the ability to. Um, Regarding my team, I think I've never played with Edco. I've never played with JoJo. You're not going to change his name now, are you? 4 Point JoJo?
Well,
No.
I texted him last night. I told him that he's free because I'm 2 Point Eddie. He's not 2 Point JoJo
Oh,
anymore. I'm two
that's right.
point Eddie.
You
So
can't.
it's not
So I think what was happening was we were every time somebody would get the ball, they would expect the rest of the team to adapt to their style of play. So Sammy is a kind of dribble and survey type of a guy. I am a catch and attack the gaps type of a guy. And then Edco is like a hit me in the post and everybody kind of cut. So whenever somebody would get the ball, they would wait for the offense to play their style, and so we weren't cohesive. There's definitely chemistry issues. I think that we're going to figure it out, and we're going to figure it out really quickly. And it's an aberration. 48 points cannot happen. I don't
yeah.
think it will ever happen for the rest of the season. But that's really the issue.
I agree.
We had a
On
lot of perimeter
paper,
guys.
I think that you're obviously a lot better than the output. I think that and I think that on paper your team is probably the one of the best teams in the league. The one
Maybe.
thing that I will say about your team is Sammy Sabag, who I love his game and played with him all summer, and he looked awesome. He's a very much one-on-one player. He's very dribble dominant. He holds the ball
Right.
for a long time. I think that you thrive on one-on-one, getting you in the post, making your move, going in. Edco also likes it down low. He'll put his head down. He'll make that move to the basket and have athleticism. So I think there's like a lot of that. You have that lot of one-on-one type of mentality. I think that JoJo needs that like swinging ball movement action, and that's probably why he didn't get his touches or his flow.
Yeah.
But I think that, I mean, all of you obviously have a tremendous basketball IQ, but I think that that's kind of what you defaulted to game one.
Yeah.
But I don't see your team being an issue moving forward.
Yeah. Me
I think it's
neither.
gonna be good. Let's talk
Let's
about
move
a
on.
team that might have an issue moving forward, and that's the other early game. in Team Ian and
I
Abe
feel like you're
Coach.
taking over this interview a little bit. I think I'm going to have to take back the reins and say that
Oh,
I'm
okay.
interviewing you. So if you don't
Okay.
mind, I'm going
No, no
to
problem.
just
I was
take a
just
step
doing
back.
it in the interest of time. I was trying to
Can I
move.
ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is this is this going to be a weekly show? I wanted to do, my idea was to do a weekly recap of the game before. Now, I didn't.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be two people. I know you have your interview thing. If you want to do this with me, that would be awesome. We might talk a little bit too long and BS a little bit too long, but if it's something you want to do, or you think it would be better to have a third person or two people every week that are consistent, and then bring on a rotating third person. What do you think a good idea is for this? Because this is the pilot. We could change it up. We could change
Yeah.
characters. Even the dad in Seinfeld was different after the first episode.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. I do think that the league needs this, right? And like for me on my commute, I would love to listen to a show exactly like this. Um, I think it would be great to have multiple guests, different surprises, so that they're not just looking at the same two people. I don't
Yeah.
know if people are sick of me, so I don't know if people want to see me every week. You might have success going and having a different guest every week. I
Well,
think
this
that
has been successful. So I don't even know the time, by the way. Zoom does not like tell me
Yeah,
how long we've been
imagine
recording.
you didn't even record this. That would suck because
I would
we
have to
that
do it
was
again.
um
Don't let anybody
but
know this
no,
is the third tape.
the truth is that really what I do think that we should do is I think that Esmo should have like a survey to the Kahal after this and just see, do they want it longer, shorter, more guests, less guests. But I just love that, and Toby mentioned this when I was talking to him yesterday. It's like so many people have these ideas but don't want to do anything. And the fact that this is a great idea and that you're sitting there taking the reins is awesome. And you also have the personality for it. And also everyone likes you a lot better than they like me. So
Till they get to know me, but it's okay.
I don't know.
Let's see what happens.
Should we talk about the next game or do you have any more questions?
No, I have a ton. I have a ton of questions. You know how I wanted to do this originally?
So talk to me.
Not for you. I wanted
Oh,
to do three segments. I wanted to do a segment about the guest, right, where I just ask him a couple of questions, and then I wanted to do a quick segment about like pop culture stuff, just because you could talk about, we're talking about the same 48 guys, and this guy's great, and that guy needs to rebound, and that guy can't hit a layup. That's going to get boring too. But
hmm
there are a lot of things that are coming up that we don't talk about during these interviews and right these discussions.
Can
I
you give
just
me an
got.
example?
I'll give you a perfect example. One of them, so something that's happening this week that is not going to happen again until next year is the U.S. Open. I would love to hear a little bit of an opinion. I don't know if you like tennis at all. I happen to grow up a big tennis fan. I play all racket-based sports: paddleball, racquetball, pickleball, you name it. Um, but I was just curious to know your opinion. We're in the semifinals. So that's one thing. Let's not, you don't even have to give the answer. The second thing was a big story broke yesterday about Kawhi Leonard. I was having a discussion with somebody else about should they suspend Kawhi? Could they, if a boss does something wrong and it has to do with the employee, should the employee be on the hook? Or are they just like, I'm an employee, I get my money, and if you're going to suspend anybody, like penalize the organization, Kawhi has nothing to do with it. You know about this story?
No.
Okay. So Steve Ballmer said he paid Kawhi $28 million dollars in a no-show job where he created like this like fake company. This is the story. I'm not saying it's 100% true. I'm sure more is going to come out after an investigation. But he to circumvent the salary cap, he created a fake company, paid Kawhi $20 million dollars in a no-show job, meaning he doesn't have to show up. And somebody leaked it and somebody found out about it. And apparently it's a big no-no to do that because you're really paying the guy more.
Yeah.
And so people are saying Kawhi's going to be in huge trouble. He's going to get suspended. He's going to get fined. And I was saying Steve Ballmer, the organization, should get fined, but leave Kawhi out of it. He's an
Yeah, he's an
employee.
employee.
He's getting money. Oh, so you agree with me?
I agree with
Okay,
he's an
so I have to
employee. He's
find
getting
somebody who
money and
disagrees
he
with me so we
so
can
like
be more interesting.
what's the difference between that and then like AD taking a pay cut to play with LeBron, but then he gets, $20 million for Space Jam 2, right?
Right. Well, I
Like
guess I
so I
guess
guess it's not different than a no-show job, but he got like 18 seconds on screen,
right,
you
right.
know.
It's a good point. They should have made him come and file some papers for an hour, and then,
Yeah, yeah,
well, instead of a
exactly.
no-show job, they can say he did something. All right, fine.
Exactly. And by the way, you know what? If they did Kawhi to like go to hospitals and like sign autographs for kids and do community service work, I'd be okay with the $20 million. Do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I
Do it
agree.
to uplift the youth or something,
We're
but
in
don't
agreement.
just
I don't
do
think Kawhi
nothing.
should get in trouble for this. I just got an email today saying that Share Tzion is now forcing people to be registered before they sell them seats. And I got a message last week about Flatbush and Magen David doing the same thing to be registered to vote. I mean, if anybody doesn't know.
Wow, we want to go controversial.
Well, this is the second. This is supposed to be the second segment of the show, and then the third segment was really just to go through the rundown of the box scores.
Okay.
But we did it a little bit of a different order. But
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
that's
take away
okay.
the flow. I like this.
This is good. So how? So this is the last thing I have. If you want to talk about anything else, we can. How do you feel about that? It's very weird to me. I think that they're forcing people to do this. I'm not saying it's not a good idea and it's not going to be effective. It will be effective. People will obviously sign up to vote. They can't force them to vote. They just need to force them to register to
Register.
vote. Is it a constitutional issue or
It's
by
so
two
so
dumbasses? Let's talk about it. Is this a
no,
constitutionally
it's
approved?
very funny, and I thought about this for a while because I heard when Mag and David did it, I was like taken aback because I think that they were the first people
Yeah.
to kind of do this. Um, I was a little taken aback because it's like, for so long, with the COVID vaccines, like don't force me to do something that I don't want to do, right? Like we were very, very much, and again, I got the vaccine because I don't give a shit and I put a lot of crazy stuff in my body, so I just
So
wanted
did
to
I.
travel and go to restaurants. But for the people that didn't want the vaccine, I was like, you're right, you shouldn't force them. So to force them now to vote does seem unconstitutional. It seems like it's not something that we should do. However, the Syrian community are a bunch of retards. And sometimes
I'm glad you said it and not me.
I did,
Okay. All right.
and I believe that, and I don't, and I think that if you take how we vote, the percentage is very, very, very small, and normally it didn't affect us. Who gives a shit? A Democrat's going to win. This mayor's going to win. It doesn't matter. But now more than ever, where the mayor could be someone that will affect all of us and affect our real estate, our businesses, our stuff like that. I think that this is a push that the community needs to actually do something. Now, if
Right.
everyone registers and doesn't vote, then it's useless, right? Um, but I think overall we're like saving ourselves from ourselves. So I'm personally okay with it, even though I wouldn't necessarily be for something like this. Does that make sense?
But yeah, it makes a lot of sense, and that's why I said at the beginning, I don't. It's not that it's not going to be effective and not even a good idea. I'm just wondering if they're even allowed to do it. But I think over the years, every time I said that, I was very surprised at what private organizations are allowed to do versus if they were a public organization, right? So, if it's, I don't know, whether it's a school or it's, doing something, with the students, it's like, can they force the kids to do that? And the answer always seems to default back to, yeah, because they're private, they're allowed to. So maybe that's the reason why they're allowed to. And maybe it's going to be a good idea. Who knows? I mean, I don't know the voting difference, like the margin of winning for the mayoral elections. I never looked into that. But if one guy wins by 100,000 or 50,000,
We could have made a difference.
and the entire community could have voted and made the difference, then fine. If it's like 5 million, I really have no idea.
Yeah, but my fear, like, so again, I agree. I just happen to agree with this. And so I'm a hypocrite, right? Because I agree with this particular issue, right? Now, if you told me that I couldn't enroll my kids in a yeshiva because I eat spumoni,
Ah,
right? And like the kosher
we'll edit
restaurants
that
that
out
ban to
after. Yeah,
what?
we'll edit that one out after.
Oh, we're not allowed to talk about
I
spumoni?
don't know. I don't know I don't know what people want advertised and what people don't want advertised. I used to eat spumoni.
Oh,
It's the best. It
spumoni's
was the best.
great. Free endorsement. They didn't pay
I'm
me.
told it still is. I have no idea.
But yes, I mean, if it gets to that point, then obviously I'm gonna disagree with it, right? Where it's like,
I see.
I'm admitting that I'm a hypocrite. This particular issue, I'm a fan of. I do think everyone should go out there
Well,
and
one affects
vote.
you as an individual, and one affects the community as a whole, and the
Right.
city and Jews all around the city as a whole. So I
Right.
don't think it's hypocrites. It's two separate issues as far as I'm concerned.
Wow, we're getting very deep.
We're agreeing on too many subjects. I need
I
somebody
know.
who disagrees with me.
So talk about religion if you want to
No,
disagree.
I know. That's it. Those are the three things. Maybe by next week I'll have some more pop culture references. Let's go through the rest of the games and then we can end this nonsense.
All right.
Where did we stop? We stopped at
We
we
stopped at
did
your
my game.
game.
Did we do
The
your
next
game?
early, the next early game was Team Ian versus Abeco. Um, Seems like everything that they were saying about Abeco's team, how he's too small, can't
Yeah.
rebound, came to fruition. Ian did get this Nuri that looked like a beast.
Have you
Um,
seen him play?
I just saw him yesterday for the first time. I mean,
Okay,
he's
so I played
big
in
and
Wednesday night
strong.
summer. I played in Wednesday night summer league with him. He's a very interesting player, and he will be, God willing, he stays healthy, but he will be for years to come. And I'll tell you why. He's like 6'5". His shoulders are this wide.
Mhm.
He gets rebounds. He's a decent offensive player. He's not like great. He doesn't have a great jump shot or whatever, but he's getting his touch around the basket. I remember playing with him 10 years ago when he was like a teenager or whatever, and he was very good back then. I heard that he stopped playing for a very long time, and now he's getting back into it. So he's going to be a force. I mean, just shot
Yeah.
blocking, you know, like similar to like an Edco style, where if you're coming to the basket and he's there, you're not scoring. Period.
But I
Um,
think, I mean, I think that the catalyst to this team, because I mean, Nuri's not going to be there, but apparently this guy David Shalom is also really, really good.
right. I don't know him too well.
Ian is, on still on his high, played a great game, but I think that the X factor here is Joe Casson. He's the only guard. He facilitated. He played really, really, really well from the little that I watched of this game. And then
I don't
Abe,
know if you remember, but for the first 3 weeks last season, while
yeah,
I was
he
still on your team, we picked him up for
for Mula,
Shamula when Shamula was coming
and
back
he
from
was
that
great.
injury. He was playing great. He was really good, Joe Casson. And
Yeah,
I think his best, I might be giving away a secret, but I think his best attribute is that he can knock down a mid-range jumper at like an 80% clip.
yeah,
No joke. The guy
yeah,
does not miss
yeah,
mid-range, just drive to the basket. He doesn't go all the way, but he's not a long-range shooter. He just stops,
yeah,
pops, and hits that shot.
yeah. No,
Very,
it's
very impressive. So I like him.
DeMar DeRozan like. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
very good.
Um,
And then
Buda 11
Abeco,
and 12. So they got a lot of rebounds. I think one of the issues APCO has is that they desperately, desperately need to trade somebody. I mean, look, 3, 6, 9, 11. They hit 12 threes and lost by 20 points still, which clearly says that they're relying on their 3-point shooting. And even when they hit a bunch of them, they're still at risk of losing. So I think and listen, Jacob Seton, 13 and 8 rebounds and 3 assists. I mean, he's great. But those are the numbers he's probably going to give you, give or take 3, 4, 5 points. It's not going to do it.
yeah,
Uh,
this
yeah,
I'm gonna go out on a limb because Abeco always does this. I think that Abeco is gonna be a playoff team. He always proves everyone wrong.
he
He figures
does.
out a way through hell or high water and just will figure it all out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a rough week one. But again, this was probably the worst matchup for him because Ian is physically the biggest and toughest team.
Right.
Interesting to see how he bounces back next week.
All right. Let's move on. Let's do your game.
Yeah. So
Um,
my game was a crazy game. I suck. I should
so I
probably,
walked into the gym. The score was 24-7, and somebody told me before I walked in that it was 24-0.
yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, so it was
So
24-0.
right.
I literally, and again, I did nothing, and I was
Clearly,
just
you didn't
watching.
need to. I mean, between
I
Ellie
was just
Man,
watching Ellie Man, who I think should have been a higher consideration of MVP last year. The guy is just a bucket.
yeah,
Jacob Anteby, who's probably one of the purest human beings out there. We haven't heard his name from ball until it was the finals, and he lit it up. But he's so good. So watching him get space and hit shots was awesome. And then this guy Benzakin is everything that,
Was
the
that
scouting
right? I
report.
told you at the draft
Yeah.
you're gonna love him. You're like, I don't know who is he. I'm like,
Yeah,
you will love him.
the scouting report was right. The guy is just
He's
defense,
all over
offense,
the place.
anything you need.
Yep.
He's just, well, he's there. And then Sauce was amazing off the bench and pumping everyone up. So the team, like the chemistry was great. The chemistry was there. I will
I was
say
waiting
that
to say what you thought Sauce was amazing at, and then you said pumping everyone up, and I said, okay, that tracks.
no, it was pumping everyone up.
Zero
And
and
then
one.
when he came in, he's just like I don't know, he knows how to control the game. He's a psychopath when he wants to be, but
He
when he
does.
wants
He
to
knows
be,
how to
he's just a
control the game.
very, very level-headed basketball player. It's a Jekyll and Hyde story.
Yeah.
But I do have to give credit to Team Teddy. I mean, they're down 22 nothing and they fought back. I think they cut the lead to 7 or 6 at one point and
Yeah.
and made it a game. Sammy Shama, rookie.
Teddy did not know who he was. I don't know if he was lying to everybody, but he did not know at the draft. He said, "This is the first draft I attended." By the way, he said, I don't know who he is."
I don't believe that. You don't
You don't
spend,
believe that?
$38 on a guy if you've never heard of
Right.
him,
And I said, then why are you spending
you
so much
know.
money on him? Okay.
So Sammy
But
Shama,
I don't think the highest score on your team can have 13 and have you win a game. It's tough
yeah.
for that to happen. You need a go-to guy. It can't be, Teddy, your turn, Sonny, your turn, Sammy, your turn. Can't
Yeah,
be.
and they actually moved the ball well. I thought that they played well. I thought that the 7 people on their team was going to be an issue. It
I was going
wasn't.
to ask you that. Was that not an issue?
They
It's
did a
hard to get
great
into a rhythm when you're being subbed out every 3 minutes.
they did a great job. I mean, they even subbed their stars out, like, and each one of their units actually played well together. So Teddy, I
Yeah.
think, did a great job doing the, like, subbing in and out. Yeah,
Okay.
Sammy Shama, I think, was the difference maker because I think that in the first half he missed every shot he took, and he's a really, really good basketball player.
Sammy Shan.
Sammy Shama.
Yeah.
The second half, he started hitting, and like you saw what it could
The
be
potential.
if
Yeah.
he's on, right?
Mhm.
And if he's on that first half, it's a different game.
Right.
So, I think that Team Teddy is going to have to, again, rookie, first game. I think by week 2 he's gonna figure it out. But
Okay.
again, enough can't be said about Aaron, Ellie, and Jacob Anthony that game.
Yeah. And Benz, I think you're gonna
Ben's,
continue to be impressed with him as
yeah,
the season goes on.
definitely.
All right, last game,
The marquee matchup.
two powerhouse. Yeah, this is the premier matchup here. Team Boabe with another captain on his team, captain caliber player Sammy
Yeah.
Fallis, and then Dennis Dweck basically running it back with Toby, Eddie Jamal, Jacob Franco, and then the difference is Orr and Esmo. I think are the two differences
Yeah.
from last season, but
Well,
they were
last season they
semifinals.
had Jacob Sutton, and this is Jacob Franco. A lot of Jacobs, but
Okay,
yeah,
sorry. I
similar
apologize
type,
to all the Jacobs in the league.
similar type person.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. You're good. Um,
I'll be the Charles Barkley. You know what you could do? You could we can have a segment where you say who he played for, and then
yeah.
if I can get it right, I'm probably going to go 0-8.
No, you're good. So what are your thoughts? I didn't watch this game because I was playing in the other gym. I saw Davide all summer. He's been working out. His body looks good. His game looks good. He was coming for a vengeance. Was like it's championship or bust. Um, he was all excited, and then Dennis drops 27 and wins. And apparently, it was a 10-point game throughout. That there
Yeah.
was never even a shot. So, I think it begs the question, and I just want to know I want to know, kind of your thoughts on this. Is the torch passed? Is Wednesday Night League Dennis's league
Um, it is. It is officially. It is.
officially?
I'll tell you why. Uh, David Bowabe has not made. I mean, he probably made the finals 3 seasons ago, which is really only like a year and a half.
Hmm.
But it wasn't a great showing. And it's not like he's been hitting the semis and losing, hitting the semis and losing. Like he didn't make the playoffs. And so when you have that far of a fall, and then you have another guy who wins the championship, and then loses in the semis, and then loses in the semis again.
Because of an injury, right? So like Dennis's two seasons in the
Yeah,
league is he hits a three against me
I
to
remember.
win the finals, and
Crazy.
then the next year, they were the 1 seed, and he went down with an injury in the semis, and Team Egan won.
Right,
So, and also, I mean, Davida hasn't won the long way. He has two championships, both the short way.
right.
Um,
Well, the
so
short way, Davida is Giannis. That's who I
yeah,
would liken
he's
him.
unstoppable.
He has unstoppable on the fast break, and he takes those two long Euro steps, and he's at the basket. And the long way is a different story. Listen, I had a game where I scored a lot of points. I'm not going to say how many because I don't want to toot my own horn. But the short
Say
way
it.
this past Wednesday night league,
Say it.
43.
Wow.
But we lost. The score was 115 to 112. The short way. But all I could say is that there is a huge difference for some players, the short way and the long way. There's just it's like spacing on the court. When I go to drive baseline, I know that the baseline I can almost like glue myself to the baseline and still be in a position to hit a layup the short way. The long way, if you glue yourself to the baseline, you're too far under the basket. So like the whole spacing on the court changes the long way, and the spots that you can get in and attack from, you have to like shift over a little bit. That's an issue that I've been having.
You're getting way too deep. The long way is just long. I'm tired.
Okay, fine.
I can't do it. And like I think that he stopped putting this in, but I remember Esmo used to like do like a survey,
I asked them at
year
the
after
draft,
year
are we
and
even
ask
doing that anymore?
and ask the he stopped. But he used to ask the long way or the short way, and I think the votes were like 47-1, the long way versus the short way, and I was always the short
There
way.
was two because I always voted the short way. So
Perfect. So me and
me and
you.
you.
So we agree with that too.
Let me tell you something about Dennis Dweck. Okay, so Dennis Dweck, it's officially his league because of the past 3 seasons. It only takes three. I mean, listen, 3 seasons is a long enough of a sample size to decide if who the best player in the league is, and success matters too. You put these guys one on one. I can't say that Dennis Dweck is going to beat David. I don't know, but overall success. I mean, that's why the MVP cannot be in the NBA cannot be given to a team that doesn't make the playoffs, even if he averages 60 points a game.
Yeah.
It's just how it works. But I will tell you something that impresses me about Dennis Dweck. I saw him hit a couple of shots yesterday, threes. As I was like walking out of the gym, I wasn't even paying attention, but a thought hit me. I said, "You know what's so good about this guy? He hits every shot he's supposed to hit. Meaning, if he has an open three, it's a bucket. He
Yeah.
hits some hard shots, which is great, but it's hard to do consistently. But if he has a shot where he happens to get open, it's going in a lot of the time. And so it's almost like that concept of if you're a good team in the NBA, you have to beat the teams that you're
Supposed to
expected to
be.
beat.
Yeah.
And if you lose to the best teams in the league, fine. It doesn't say too much about how you are as a team, but so I think that his consistency on his jump shot is definitely what makes a huge difference.
Yeah, he's
Um,
really good.
and everybody else, I mean, look, Moore with
And he
16.
has more than 10 years on most of us. So
How old is he? I don't know.
think he's 29. I don't even think
Wow.
he's 30 yet.
Okay, we should kick him out of the league till next year.
I would
Honestly.
love that. I would,
Okay.
dude. I want if Toby tells me I'm allowed, I'll fucking
Esmo,
beat his ass so fast,
Esmo, if you're listening, put the survey. Is he allowed
so
to play with us?
fast, dude.
Um,
I think I
Or
think that
not whom 16 points. And I saw a couple of his points. He was like getting like those like broken play, like guy goes to the basket, rebound, put back type of a point. So
yeah,
he was like a great cleanup guy. And I think that's a great addition to that team. Like they look specifically after last night, just like an early contender for a finals team, just
yeah.
because
I
of
think so
their,
too.
Eddie Jamal. I have two words for Eddie Jamal. Mike and drill. The Mikan drill, which is, if you don't know what it is, look it up. 19 rebounds is great, but I would love to see this guy have 6 or 7 layups a game
Yeah,
where he gets the ball right at the basket, and instead of just putting it up and like hearing the footsteps, just take a second, get your feet under you, get in a rhythm, get a pump fake, and then just go up at your own pace and put it right in. Uh, so that's what I have to say about that. I never played on a team with Eddie Jamal. I would love to at some point.
yeah. No, he's a vacuum cleaner on the
Did
boards. It
we
must
say enough
be
about Bawabe? I think we did. Charles,
fine.
they were missing Stephen Fallis, but I think Elo is a decent sub for there.
Yeah.
Sammy only 13 points.
Listen, at the end of the day, these are two guys that normally have the ball the whole time, like the whole game.
Right.
Sammy and Davide. And so they're both too good at basketball to not figure out a way to play with one another, but it's going to
Yeah.
take time, like anything else.
Yep.
I'm not worried about any team here other than
Mine.
no, I'm not worried
I'm
about
kidding.
yours. Yours is a little chemistry. Abeco's size, but again, I believe in Abeco. I think, listen, I think this year is anyone's. I think that, like you said, the 10 point margins is not indicative of like four teams being great and four teams being shit. So I think it should be exciting, and I think that next week is going to say a lot.
Okay. Uh, this was awesome. This is maybe an hour and a half, but I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I hope we could do it again, whether it's going to be with you or with somebody else, or
Yes.
maybe you were interviewing me this whole time and I might not get the job, but we'll see what happens
Nah,
next.
you joking? You got the job. You're A plus MVP.
You're the man. All
Love
right,
you,
that's
man.
it. I'll let you get back to work. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
I'll
Signing
see you.
off. Pilot
Bye.
season, pilot episode. Take care.
Bye.